Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something different. I
The
recently,
Citizen Kane.
I recently picked this up literally 2 days ago. It just came out on the Game Pass, and I fell in love with the game. And now I want Gassy to experience the game. So, while I am technically in control, Gassy will be making literally all the decisions in this game.
Woohoo! Why do you only
So,
have the middle save? Oh,
because my
I get
double
to
click
choose
problem.
character class?
Yes, so you get two choice.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, you might get another choice. I didn't know about this one. A machinist repairs and modifies automated
Oh, should I read it
systems.
out loud?
Yeah,
My
of
bad.
course. Yep.
I mean, go ahead.
Automated
I'll
systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinists work or are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Perk: efficient extractor. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. So
-1 on approach a problem head on, so they
yeah,
can't
so
approach.
engage. So engage is like working with people or trying to do something directly. So
We
I
got
think
a double newspaper bonk.
oh yeah, thank you for the bonk. Can you give a
Hi, Nomadic
description
Talker. It's been
of
forever.
the game? Think you are you're in space. You're on a space station. And
This
what
is
you
in Space with Markiplier. We tricked you.
we tricked you. What happened was you sold your body you essentially sold your consciousness, a copy of your consciousness, to do the work for you. Your actual body is off taking the money that this body is working for and spending it on whatever. So now we are one of those bodies that is a copy of our original that is working on a space station that has escaped from our corporate job of just doing some dangerous mining work. It isn't really described what we did. What's important is that we're a machine. We're not actually a person.
We are not people.
Okay, so that's the machinist class. You can read this one if you like.
Operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk with working digital interfaces and a negative on using strength or strength of will.
So endure is like lifting. Think that.
Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, have a high level of endurance. With a +1 for use strength of will and a negative on approach problems with awareness.
And you also get this perk that lets you sunbathe to get energy. So energy is essentially like food. Think being full. So if you run out of energy, you will lose more condition, which is your life essentially.
I guess I'll go with extractor.
You'll go with extractor?
Everything else they feel very task focused, and I'm trying to kind of go on my personality. And so we'll just do this one.
I actually picked extractor as well.
Inky,
welcome.
Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day
To your mothers. I don't.
We neither of us have kids, but we have moms. Wait.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, do you have moms?
I misplaced her. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body. Forget that body.
Right now, we're going to figure that out, by the way. The game will explain itself as we're moving along. Because this game is very much like, you don't even know what you're doing in it. Like, it's very interesting.
A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Ugh. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message, delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. Oh, was I supposed to choose the last one?
No, this is the next choice.
Did you choose the first choice?
Oh, I thought you said I'm going with the first one.
Oh, no.
Oh, well then, never mind. What are you remembering?
The plan or the others?
Yeah.
I guess we'll remember the plan.
All right.
Don't know. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. Oh, about selling your body.
Mm-hmm.
And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse a shaft, drift away into chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves in the containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed.
Ooh.
Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. I guess we'll just try to rest.
Okay.
But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left.
Yeah.
Surely weeks, maybe months, you are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then your body has shut many of its systems down to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again, recoil into a dream where you were once a person. Ugh. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light. White as the cold. Then softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. You're out of here!
All right.
It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Yeah, that's some pretty cool art.
Yeah, I love.
You are surrounded by.
This game.
Sorry,
I love this game. Sorry.
I'm intrigued. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships. Some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where plasma arcs slice them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice.
So, sleeper.
Release the slab.
You all thawed yet?
Almost.
Almost?
Yeah.
Okay. Never seen one of you coming like this. New frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. Weren't so lucky.
Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his head set with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. It's a spider?
Yeah, it's a little baby spider. Look at the little drone.
What?
He's a little friend. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long.
You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. No. Oh, it's okay. My bad. You aren't sure if he hears you?
I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property.
You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms. The cold floor in your feet as you pad into the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy.
What you won't know is what's ahead. At least that last one did it. There's no easy way to put it. The body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. Essen-Arp wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can.
You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have?
But for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones.
Dragos glances up and away towards the glossy dome of the yard.
The eye is the best place you could be right now.
I'm gonna say the eye.
The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough.
Dragos impatiently shifts his weight.
Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been it's too short to switch. I don't know how to handle this quite yet. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it.
Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod.
Alright, you head up on there. You head on up there. You look like you need some rest.
And with that, Dragos stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a wrestling Hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work.
Alright.
Erlin's eye. Do you want to read the tutorial?
Just read it in your mind real quick and we'll move on. But pretty much this is a day cycle game. It's essentially you have so many actions to do in a day, and then you have to go home and sleep.
Sleep. Inky, this is your bedtime story. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. It's a Lego world. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters?
What matters? What matters to you?
Fuck, I don't know. I'm so torn between escaping, since that's apparently what I was doing. Do you know what? I think I would be too curious. I would want to get answers.
Alright, so we're going with getting answers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What Essen-Arp did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you'll have to learn to survive first. You know what? I always wanted to read an audiobook out loud, so...
Right?
Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid.
I think how this game explains food is very interesting, because food works very differently on the station.
Huh. As a pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. Angry suns like Super Mario. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day.
It must be your lucky day, Inky.
It must be.
All right, so okay, yeah, there. So you read this. I'll explain it to the chat. So how this game works is you have your condition, which is essentially your health points. This will run out doing actions or daily, one at a time for daily. The dice are essentially your chances of succeeding at something in a day. It goes from 1 to 6, 6 being guaranteed good, and 1 being very high chances of failing. And then finally, energy. That's essentially your on full bar, like your think food. If you have to have at least 2 at the end of the day in order not to lose more condition per day. Did you was that sufficient? Sorry, I didn't ask if you were done.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was done.
Okay.
Plus, if you were just gonna explain it anyway.
Yeah, true.
So is that Dragos or is that us?
That's Dragos. Us was the class you picked at the beginning. That was our art.
That's right, yeah. Dragos is stood in the corridor when you close up the container.
It's like a board game you play at your own pace when you only have turns. I actually really like this game a lot. Like,
it reminds me of this game I have downstairs. It's like a choose your own adventure game.
Ooh, yes.
I have 2 different ones. I have like this house. It's like an evil house or something, and the one where you're like a space crew. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. The drone chirps.
Good to hear.
You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches.
I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe.
He pauses.
So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work?
Sure.
Alright then, he nods.
Yeah.
At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we'll pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up.
Chits? You got the chits?
These.
He pulls out a handful of small metal bars.
Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use to trade out here.
He stuffs them back in a pocket.
So think like cryptocurrency, but when it's in a chit,
Physical?
When it's in a chit, it's physical and cannot be like exchanged for its value. So when it's in a chit, it's just its value in chit form.
He shuffles his feet nervously.
Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you're best suited moving on as quickly as you can. And sleepers, well.
He trails off.
But things being the way that they are for me at the yard.
He pauses.
I need the help.
Why?
Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a little cryo to a client here or there.
He pauses, thinking of something else to add.
Look, Just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do.
With your crippling gambling addiction. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him.
See you later.
He calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Grandpa, I'm tired of digging these holes.
Well, that's too damn bad. Okay, yeah, this is literally the only thing you can do right now.
Okay.
So, action. This is explained in the action. So, simply put, every place has at least 1 to 3 things you can do at them. And depending on your stats, you will get bonuses at doing them better. And like I said, going from 1 to 2 is high negative chances to 6 is 100% positive.
Okay.
And it essentially is just like positive's good, negative's bad, simply put. And then
what are these? Oh, critical, repeatable, critical actions, safe, risky, danger. Okay.
Some things you can only do once, some things you can do multiple times. The modifier is your stat modifier, so that will give you that bonus there, or penalty. And then the risk is how much you can lose. So like safe means you won't lose anything. Risky means you'll lose cryo or energy. Danger means you could even lose condition. And neutral outcomes means you'll lose cryo or energy anyway. So for dangerous stuff, you want to do higher positive chances. Whereas risky, you can go with neutral, and then safe, it doesn't matter. You won't lose anything. So.
Oh, what's this?
What do you want to do? So the middle part is progress towards something. This red symbol means that every time a cycle passes, it will add 1 tick to the clock. It fills up, something bad will happen with the minus. You see how this cycle, or this clock down here is connected to...
I can't see what you're pointing at.
You don't see my mouse? Okay, so the bottom one, the back in business one, you see how that's connected to the 2 actions? That means doing those 2 actions will increase that clock.
Okay.
And neutral will increase it by 1, positive will increase it by 2.
Where does it say that?
I'm telling you that. It doesn't say that. Negative equal bad?
Yes.
Yes. So,
yes.
What do you want to do? You can throw any dice you want into an action.
Okay.
And then that will decide how risky or successful it is. It'll even tell you right here what your chances are of succeeding in the moment. So,
well, I'm going to go with manual salvage since we got a +1 on that.
So that will turn your 5 into a 6, guaranteeing 2 positives if you want.
Okay.
So like, see, it goes to 6. That's 100% positive, and then.
Okay.
And then 2, if you put in a 2, it'll increase it to 3, making it this stat rather than.
And 3 will make it into 4. Yeah.
Yes, but 4 doesn't change. Sorry. Like over here, it's 50% negative, 50% neutral instead. But since you're popping it into here, it's increasing.
Yeah, it has a modifier.
Yeah. It won't let me take it off for some reason. So what are we doing?
I guess we'll do manual salvage, and we'll do a 5, I guess.
All right.
Or should I do a 3?
It's up to you. I will just tell you how the game works, and if you want advice, I will give it to you. But otherwise, I'm gonna try to play passive on this one.
Okay.
Because I already know how to break the game.
Real quick.
Pop in the 3. Got it. Okay.
I just want to see.
Yep. Oops.
Oh.
So that's 25% positive, 50% negative, 20 or neutral, 25% chance negative.
May as well just go with the 5. Why even risk it?
I will say, no matter what, you will use all these dice up here. So, like,
Yeah.
each of these dice represent one action, just the chances of
Right.
that action succeeding.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ah, there's the clock tutorial.
Oh.
So,
okay.
So if it's a cycle clock, that means one tick will happen every day. Or every cycle. And then the other clocks will affect by the actions. All right. So this is the only place you can do stuff right now. So.
Oh, so we just keep going.
Do you just want to throw everything into manual salvage?
You know.
Because you could try this side as well to see if it gives you different things. Because this 6 is still going to be 100% positive no matter what.
True. Let's do one on the risky one, I guess.
So you want to
we'll
do
the
6
here? On the risky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
drives to discover more about yourself in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is essentially your quest. And the leveling system doesn't work with XP. Anytime you complete an overarching plot point, you will get an upgrade point.
Okay.
Oh. And make your life yourself here. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Clocks to the restore. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice.
Got it.
Alright, so now I think it's letting you... Okay, so that one gave you more cryo for succeeding.
Nice.
So keep that in mind.
But we're gonna go... Yeah.
There's other places to explore now.
On.
So, which one calls to you?
I mean, I don't know what any of these mean.
Rotunda, Dock C4, Dock B2, Bright Market.
Let's go to the market.
Alright. So, yeah, so you have that -1 into it, so it'll make this one harder to do.
No, I don't like any of these choices.
So
can we leave?
Yep, we can leave. There's the Rotunda as well.
Steel dock plans. Oh.
So you
Havenage runs the Rotunda and their security watches the docks, better to avoid attracting their attention.
Mm-hmm. So if you fail at stuff, they'll start looking at you.
Okay. Let's leave here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wait till I have a 6 die again to do that.
Yep.
Okay. What else?
So Dock B2, I'm just gonna inform you what they do. Is a scrap sortie, so it'll bring a ship that sells scrap every 4 cycles. The other dock will bring ship mines, which is another resource that you need later on every 8 cycles. And you can just buy stuff from them or work on their ships as well.
Okay.
Then there's the shipyard. You can just do stuff here as well. This is another way to work. If you want. Otherwise,
okay.
You can. There's only 2 quests you have right now. It's to repay Dragos or survive, and that's 5 to Doctor.
Ooh, okay. Let's work on finding a doctor, I guess. Huh?
For Doctor, it's the market.
Oh fuck. Well, we'll wait till I have better dice for that.
All right, so
go up. Let's pass the market.
Oh, so this is just the low end gate. You have to pay to get to the further into the ring.
Oh, boo!
Yep, you need money.
All right, let's go. I don't know. I guess we'll work some more.
Do you want to work at Dragos' yard?
Sure.
Okay. So, do you just want to put everything into manual salvage or hull dissection?
Put 3 into hull dissection.
Okay.
Let's see what that does.
All right. Ooh, lucky.
Oh, nice.
Lucky. That was
And
a
then
25%
2 is gonna go to
chance.
manual salvage.
All right. Let's see how that works.
Uh.
Negative outcome.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so at least
Oh,
you
it's a
didn't
negative outcome?
So because it's safe, you don't lose anything. You just gain more money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Time to sleep.
All right. Sleepy times.
Because we can't do anything.
Oh, yes. I forgot to mention this. Because you're an extractor, you can come home and gather energy if you like.
Oh,
But that's an
right.
action, so you have to spend dice doing that.
Right.
But for now, we're going to sleep.
Yeah, I didn't say we can't do anything else.
Mm-mm.